Because I just hit enter and I copied it down. I should get -4 in the next one, right?
No,
It did, I did.
you're not supposed to.
Oh, we didn't fill out the rest of this stuff, that's why. What was our median? 13?
Yes.
Mode is 13? Range was what?
16.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
16.
There you go, enunciate. All right, mid-range.
17.
Thank you, I heard that, barely.
Back to y'all.
17.
I could yell if you like.
I already heard
The
parts of
range was
that.
what, 16 you said?
Okay, is that all correct? All right, so watch what happens if I copy this down. I should get -4, -4, -3, blah, blah, blah. Okay, everything's working. I thought I didn't lock it. Okay, yeah, I did lock it. There it is. Oh, hold on, I'm not supposed to lock it. I'm going to show you what happens when you don't lock it. Okay, it locked it anyway. All right, forget it. What happens sometimes if you don't lock it, it'll say 9 minus 13, and then when you copy it down here to the second one, it's going to say, oh, that's why. 9 minus 13, well, it's the same. But is the median always going to be the same as the mean? No, it's going to grab each one of these. So that's why you have to lock it. So you go to M3, and then you lock it, use F4. And F4 will tell the computer to use 13 every single time and not these numbers right here. So that's why you have to use it. Some of them might change. Yep. All right, so that's x minus x bar. Now what do we got to do with x minus x bar? Let's look at it.
Square it.
Square it. So what am I going to do with each one of those numbers?
Square them.
Y'all are smart.
Very.
Parentheses, x minus x bar, quantity squared. And you can pretty much do that in your head, but if you can't, then we'll help you out. I'm trying to fix this, I'm sorry, it's too big. Okay, so x minus x bar, and what that does, anybody tell me what that does? What does that do to everything? Makes it what? Positive, Hubert? Yeah, that's right. And there's your x minus x bar. Now, what are we going to do with x minus x bar?
Add them together.
Add them together. Good job. Or yawn real loud. 190. Now that right there is your numerator for your formula. So square root of, what was it, 190? Over
Yeah.
n minus 1. Well, what was n? How many numbers we got? What's 9 minus 1?
8.
8.
So let's take our, huh?
Nothing.
Don't disturb me while
I just got it, sorry.
okay. All right, so now here's my variance over here. And I'm going to say is equal to this guy divided by parentheses, this guy minus 1. I got 23.75. What'd y'all get?
Nothing.
Huh? Did y'all get that?
Yes.
Shelley, what'd you get?
What?
What'd you get?
On what?
Okay. All right. So the square root of 23.75. Well, the square root of 16 is 4, square root of 25 is 5. So 16 to 25 is 9, half of 9 is 4.5. So it's going to be close to, I'd say around 4.7, somewhere in there. So what's the square root of 23.75?
Hold on, let's
Takes a while to use
So the
calculator.
variance is 23.75. Okay.
Priority 1 message coming in on secure channel.
She takes drugs every morning.
see. Where's my pencil?
Good gracious alive.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
I'm sorry, 4.8.
What? The standard deviation?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's S. I'm sorry, I don't know why I don't blow this up for everybody that sits on the back row that can't see. What? I mean, I know there's no seats up at the front 2 rows, but you know.
It's no fun at the front.
You should come back here.
Teach back.
I'm not in that circle.
You can be in the line.
This is our line. Got a line.
Right angle.
Okay, now I want you to draw the normal distribution. Normal distribution.
I heard you the first time.
Distribution.
I don't know what that is.
That's standard deviation to the right. Standard deviation to the left. You subtract from the left and you add to the right. Get back at that.
What?
All right.
Some about subtracting and adding going.
Some to the left and to the
I'll
right.
wait.
From here on out,
You
whenever
drive it
you
and I'll
find
test it.
the mean and the standard deviation, whenever you find it, I want you to draw the normal distribution. The reason I want you to do that is because it shows you what the standard deviation and the mean is. Who keeps yawning?
Me, I'm
You
tired.
need to go to sleep.
Somebody being really loud and trying to teach class right now.
There it is.
Oh, no.
Okay? There's mean. The mean's in the middle. And what is our mean?
13.
Draw 2 lines on the left, 2
2
lines on the right. Now, if we go to the right, do we add or subtract?
Add.
Okay, so 13, and I'm going to put this to 5. I'm going to make this 5 because I don't want to have to do the decimals. So 5 plus 13 is 18, and 18 plus 5 is, I have no idea, 23?
Okay. And just, I think I got it. So what you're doing is you're adding
The 2 important things,
the,
mean
standard
in the middle,
deviation
and you're adding standard deviation.
to that to get the next number, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now what do we do when we go to the left?
Subtract.
Subtract, so 13 minus 5 is 8, and 8 minus 5 is?
3.
Now we're going to talk about what's called the empirical rule. And I don't know if it's in your book, look forward if you got a book. I don't know how to spell empirical, but I thought I want to put an H in there, but we may not have to. I don't know how to spell it, but empirical rule. That's what it's called in probability and statistics. In statistics, that's what it's called. But I don't know, these books, they change the name of it because they try to dummy it down for students and they end up calling it all kinds of stuff. Let me see if I can find it. I do wish. I'm just going to look it up. Yeah, they call it something else, or I spelled it wrong. I thought there was an H here. Okay, I'm just gonna have to find it. Has anybody got a book with them? Glad I have such a prepared class.
I got a book.
What do you need to look up?
Huh?
What are we looking for?
What do you want us to look for?
I'm looking for a normal distribution curve And it's got percentages on each side and it's shaded in.
Nope.
It's in there somewhere, 'cause I saw it a while ago. I ain't asking you because you wouldn't find it for nothing.
What am I supposed to be looking for? Empirical rule?
Yeah, or the shaded normal distribution curve like I've got right here, and it usually has percentages on each side. I don't know why they're not calling it empirical rule, but they're not. Let me just go Google it, because I ain't gonna try to find anything in these daggum books.
You said normal distribution?
Yeah, the curve. What page is that on?
818.
Turn to 818, because that looks like, let's see.
I don't have that page.
I didn't bring that page either.
That's perfect.
I don't have that.
819. 819 is where it is. And did I not? There it is, I spelled it. How did I spell it?
With an answer.
Okay. It's supposed to be I. Told you, at least I told you I couldn't spell it.
I don't carry that whole thing, that's what we put at home.
I didn't know that.
Empirical rule. The empirical rule says that normality falls within 2 standard deviations. All right?
Sorry.
So if whatever happens, if you have n is equal to 100, then 95% of the 100 is going to fall within 2 standard deviations. Outside of 2 standard deviations, it's called unusual. Dang old, 300-pound 6th graders, 6-foot 2nd graders. Okay? People that score 2100 on that 1800 SAT. Okay? Those people are unusual. They're out of the norm.
You're odd. You're odd.
Not unusual.
So what'd you say that rule said again?
Empirical. Okay?
Yeah, I know that part.
That it falls to from the normal.
And it has percentages on each side. That's what I'm fixing to get to. You ain't letting me get there. Okay? Now, in the center is kind of like 0 on a number line. On each side, you got a 50% on this side, 50% on this side. Now, on page 818, it gives you those percentages, doesn't it? 34 and 34. This is 34. This is 34%. Make sure you put the percent. I always forget this one. This one's 2.5%. And this one's 2.5%. Somebody needs to tell me what that one is, because I always forget it. This one right here. Is it 13.5? What does it say?
I don't see that. I don't see the
Somebody added up. I think it's 13.5. You should add them up, and they should equal what? So add them up right quick, make sure I didn't. I always want to call this one 11.5 or 13.5. I get them mixed up. That should equal 100. 2.5, 13.5 is what? 16? 16 and 34, yeah, that's right. Now, if 95% is normal, that means 5% is unusual. That 5% is represented, this is normal, so the complement of normal is not normal or unusual, and that's 5%. 5% can be written as 0.05. That number right there is going to be used a lot with asking you if something is normal or not. If your number is greater than 5 cents, then it's normal. If your number is less than 5 cents, it's not normal. Okay? So that gives you a little bit. Now, why did I show you the empirical rule? I showed you the empirical rule so that you can see how important the mean and the what? Standard deviation is. If you don't know the mean and the standard deviation, you can't make this curve, and if you can't make this curve, you can't figure out where 50% of the scores go. 50% of the scores are at 13, or whatever those things were, ages or whatever. 50% are at 13. The other 50% are above 13. What about 75%? Well, about 75% is going to fall right in here, but because you're reading from the left. But how about 16%? The first 16% is below what? 8. And you can find that information out just by looking at it after you put the mean and standard deviation. That's why it's so important to know those two numbers and how to get them. Okay? All right, I want y'all to do this one. What? You need to share. All right, do this one. I'll blow it up for you. After this one, we'll call it a day. Just find everything. I'm not worried about the mode. I'm not. I mean, y'all can find the mode, but I don't think there is one. Of course, you got to put them in order. n is equal to 10. $25,000.
Eighty-two,
29,000.
31,
82,000, 28,000, 7,000, 1,000, 71,000, and 30,000. Preliminary data, sort. They're sorted. Of course, that's X. So that's X. Now I need to go find our mean, median, mode, range, mid-range, variance, and standard deviation. Can't do anything yet until we add them all up. So we get our handy dandy summation key, and we add them all up. And our mean is equal to that number divided by what? 10? And that is your mean. Median, we got to find the middle two numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. These are your two middle numbers. I'll highlight them for you.
Can you make it a little bigger?
Move it up a little bit. About as big as I can get it.
Okay.
All right, the median. Right there. Well, that's the, we're gonna find, let me do this right quick, so, you know, I wanted to get it in your head is you're finding the middle of those two numbers is what you're finding. That red line right there represents the median. That's what you're finding. So, what is it? Well, it's going to be equal to parentheses this guy plus this guy, close parentheses, divided by 2. Why did I do parentheses in there?
So they do that first.
Yeah. So it would know to do, there's a numerator and a denominator. If you don't put the parentheses, it's going to take the 31,000 divided by 2 and add 30,000 to it. And there's your median. Mode is 32,000. Now 32,000, I'm going to highlight this a different color just for your purposes. I highlighted, I keep hitting the wrong button, I'm not thinking. Okay. There. Mode is observed, it is not calculated, so that's why I highlighted. Range is equal to this guy minus this guy. Mid-range is equal to parentheses this guy plus this guy divided by 2. And variance, I'm gonna go ahead and call the roll, we'll finish that next time. Like my stomach is hurting, and I feel like trying to rush and trying to do it, so we'll just do it next time. Let me get the roll before y'all leave. Get those tests done, when are they due?
Right in this today.
So they were
Sure.
ready.
Do Friday then.
For the 6 dead grandmother people, you need to get it done.
6.7? Doing a second. Oh, I don't know. One more thing out from mine, I gotta remember.
Oh, somebody mashed my button for me. Somebody, please. That was the most helpful class.